This movie is unfortunately being overshadowed by Venom 3, but I'm not too sure who to blame here, the marketing or the fact that this is a non-horror movie during Halloween. Either way, I can understand how difficult it can be to market this kind of movie, especially with all the wokeness going around.
And therefore no need for faith.
First and foremost, I am not a Christian, Catholic, whatever. I am what some people would call an atheist. But just because my values don't line up with this film does not mean I can't enjoy it. And that's exactly what I did with this movie. Surprisingly, I found myself completely absorbed into the story, into the drama here. And by the third act, I just forgot to take notes on my phone. And that is always a good sign. If you can get me away from the phone, away from taking notes on what is happening on screen, you're definitely doing something right. In this film, the Pope has passed away, and it is up to Ralph Fiennes to lead the conclave and appoint a new Pope, but in doing so discovers a conspiracy that may or may not break the church. So if you didn't know what the word conclave means, apparently on Google it says right here that it is a private meeting, or in the Roman Catholic Church, the assembly of cardinals for the election of a pope. That's right, baby. Somehow a film about cardinals having conclaves is very interesting. It almost reminds me of 12 Angry Men because this movie takes place entirely at the Roman Church, I believe. I'm not too sure. This movie feels like a film from the 50s or 60s. I mean, my goodness, the shots here are very slow and takes its time to develop the world. The movie is in no rush to get the plot going here. The first act of this film is a lot of just wide, slow shots, just showing us everything that's going on, along with the beautiful, gorgeous, intense score. The mysterious intensity of the music building along with the edit here just creates some really interesting atmosphere. I can't express enough how much I love the wide shots in this movie. The cinematography here is just so fucking on point. I'm a huge sucker for a film that is just willing to hold its shot. It doesn't cut away to another actor's face and then cuts away to another actor's face during a dialogue scene. No, it's willing to just hold both of them in the same shot for a good period of time. And when cuts do happen, there's definitely some sense of importance, some significance that's occurring there. Beauty and simplicity, what can I say? You don't need that many shots for just a simple dialogue scene. Or in this case, an entirely dialogue-driven movie. And when there's nothing going on and we're just watching Ralph Fiennes' character in silence, I mean, my goodness, the intensity, the pain, the struggle that you feel with his character is all there. And of course, this is aided by the powerful performance by Ralph Fiennes. I mean, it's Ralph Fiennes. He can't do wrong. Although we may not learn much about these characters, we can come to understand them and know a bit of who they are and what they want. Ralph Fiennes is struggling with his belief and doesn't want to become Pope. He's just leading the conclave. Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Sergio Castellitto, and Lucien M. Samari are all runner-ups for the position of Pope. And as the conclave begins, Ralph Fiennes investigates each of these individuals to figure out if any of them are even worthy of the position of Pope. Try to make sure that none of them are scheming against one another. The only way to become Pope is by winning the majority vote. So everyone here that's running for Pope is trying to get everyone else's votes. So perhaps there is some scheming going on that Ralph Fiennes must figure out. And thankfully, this film doesn't really go a route that I think a lot of us were expecting. I was definitely thinking that there was gonna be a whole huge conspiracy going in here, that someone was manipulating and blackmailing things. Turns out it's not that complex. And perhaps that might disappoint some of you, but I really appreciate the more realistic and grounded approach this movie took. Yeah, sometimes it could be a bit too slow at moments. The progression of this plot can take a while to really get going. But once you get past the halfway point, that's when things really start kicking off. And my goodness, I was sucked in. That's not to say that things started speeding up, but really the drama starts amping up. The dialogue starts becoming all the more interesting. When each of the cardinals are starting to doubt one another, starting to change their votes and try to figure out who should be the next pope, wow. Things get spicy. And my goodness, Carlos Diaz, a Mexican actor here who I've never seen before, gives a powerful and subtle, stoic performance that I think is on par with Ralph Fiennes, leading to an ending that I don't think anyone was expecting to have happen. I mean, my goodness, there is an interesting twist by the end that I'm not sure is gonna work for everyone. But without thinking too deeply about it, I kinda liked it. I kinda appreciated it. I don't know, something about it just worked for me. This movie may not really push the boundaries or do anything new or different, but thankfully there are no Hollywood gimmicks or tricks going on here. It's a very simple film with a basic plot that doesn't need anything more complex to it. As slow as this film may be, I think a lot of filmmakers are going to appreciate this movie for what it is, and it proves that dialogue-driven dramas can still exist. I'm not saying that there aren't other dialogue-driven dramas that have come out recently, but this is just one of the few that come out every so often. It's definitely not for everyone. If you're capable of sitting through 2 hours of slow burn dialogue-driven drama, I mean, this is for you. If not, that's okay. You could pass up on this, but I do think you should give it a chance if you have the time and patience to at least just sit through the first 30 minutes. Or not, that's fine, I get it. Alright, that's enough of me. I'll catch you guys next time.